Hi there, I'm Dr. Rolanda Fabian, wife, mom, educator, veteran, wellness enthusiast, and I'm also the proud founder of Bright Idea Consulting. I'm passionate about helping you thrive, prioritizing your well-being, achieving your breakthroughs, and unlocking your personal potential. Here, we dive into practical tips, inspiring conversations, and transformative strategies to help you navigate life's challenges with confidence and grace. Whether you're looking to strengthen your relationships, practice better self-care, or find balance amidst the chaos, you are in the right place. So if you're ready to grow and create the life you always dreamed about, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Now let's dive into today's episode and start building your brighter tomorrow today.
Hey there, friends. I'm Dr. Rolanda Fabian, and I want to welcome you back for another episode of Dr. Rolanda's Bright Ideas. In case you missed it, this is actually part 2 of a series that I'm doing. I am doing a series for Women's History Month about women and wellness. I'm talking about why wellness is so important, why we haven't had access to wellness for so long, who are our trailblazers, and what are things that we can do to get on our journey to wellness right now. So in episode 1, we set the foundation. So if you haven't seen it, go back, catch episode 1. This is episode 2. Episode 2, we're going to focus mostly on our trailblazers. Who are the women that have come before us who have made wellness accessible, who have helped us to understand that wellness is a right, and who are continuing to blaze the trail for us in our generations to have better health and better wellness going forward. All right? So, as in every episode, I like to open up with a question. So the question for this episode is, when was the last time that you looked at your own healing as a way to honor those who came before you, to honor God, to honor yourself? Wellness is about honoring. So it's not just a hashtag. Let's be real. Many of us were never taught to prioritize wellness. Instead, we were taught to survive. We were raised by parents and by grandparents who didn't have the luxury of self-care because they were too busy pushing through, making ends meet, holding it all together. And while that in and of itself I honor that, I applaud that. But here's the thing that they didn't tell us, that wellness has always been a part of our story. Our ancestors, they were the original healers. They practiced communal healing. They practiced communal care before wellness apps, before mindfulness tools, before all these tricks and trades, before wellness was even an industry. Today, we are honoring those who were the trailblazers, the voices for wellness, the ones who taught us and who paved the way, who fought for our healing, and who refused to let oppression steal our right to be whole. In this part 2 of our Women's History Month Wellness series, I want you to know, and trust me, you don't want to miss this. And make sure that you stay until the end, because episode 3 is going to be about your future. It's going to be about how you will set some goals for 2025 and finally break free from survival mode. And even though these goals are for 2025, they work regardless. They are timeless, okay? So let's talk about the legacy that we carry, the one we picked up from those who were our trailblazers in this industry. And let's keep this conversation going. So where do I start? The first thing I want to mention is that I really need for us to sit in this. The question, why has wellness always felt like something that doesn't belong to us, something that only belongs to other people? our communities often feel like rest is for the lazy. Why is that? Why is self-care sometimes dismissed as being selfish? Why do so many people, so many of us in particular, feel guilty when we need to just slow down? There were times when healing, rest, and joy were simply just a part of our natural way of living. Wellness was not a privilege. It was our way of life. But when systems of oppression were put into place, whether that was through oppression or through capitalism, cultural conditioning, all three and some more, whatever the case, we were separated at some point from our own traditions of healing and wellness. And that's why conversations like this one are important. This is why conversations like this matter, because reclaiming our well-being isn't just about feeling good. It's literally about breaking cycles, reclaiming power, and honoring those who fought for this before us. So, today, I want to introduce you to three pioneers, three voices that reshaped what wellness looks like in our community. And at the end, I want you to ask yourself, how will you continue to carry this legacy forward? How will you change your perspective when it comes to wellness so that you can make sure that those around you, those that come after you, are doing the work of taking care of themselves and living more fulfilled quality lives? So let's get into it. Who are these trailblazers and these leaders, and what are their impacts and why are they important? The first person I want to talk to you about is Queen Afua. She is a living legend. Queen Afua, for over 40 years, she has been teaching women, Black women in particularly, about holistic health, about womb wellness, about spiritual healing. Before self-care was a thing, Queen Afua was out there showing us that healing isn't just a trend. It is a birthright. She taught us that our bodies carry wisdom that's been passed down for generations. It carries experiences that we need to clean and heal from. She says that food is medicine and that we are powerful beyond measure. And here's the thing. She was dismissed. People told her that she was too radical for believing that Black and brown and other marginalized groups of women deserved healing, that we didn't deserve to have fulfilling lives, and we just needed to accept suffering as part of our reality. But you know what? She didn't stop. She kept going, and now thousands of women are reclaiming their power, their healing, their generation, healing up from their generational traumas. They're stepping into a full body of wellness because of her work. And let me tell you, this is what legacy looks like, because when you start changing these things for yourself, you change them for all the people who come after you and those who are around you. So this is the book that she wrote called Sacred Woman by Queen Afua that you can go out and get. You see, I've got mine tabbed. There are recipes and remedies and explanations and things in here. It is a lot. It's more like a resource than just a book to read. So if you haven't already, check out her work. The next
Hey
person.
there, sorry to interrupt, but I just want to know if you're enjoying the show so far. If you are, this is the perfect time to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on the practical tips and inspiring conversations and our proven strategies where we're showing you how to prioritize yourself, strengthen your relationships, and thrive in every area of your life. Did you know that most of our listeners say these episodes have given them the clarity and tools that they needed to start making real changes? So don't miss out. Subscribe now and stay connected to the community that's all about helping you grow and glow. All right, now let's get back to the show.
Ready. Check out her work. The next person I want to talk to you about is Dr. Patricia Bath. Now, she's someone who literally changed the way that we see wellness. She's a woman, and that was the first Black female to invest laser cataract surgery. She invented that procedure, and that has helped us to restore vision to millions of people. But here's what's even more powerful about her work. So if it wasn't enough that she created a way to heal cataract surgery, she didn't just invent some new piece of technology. She fought for health equity. She saw how many systemic racist practices there were in medicine, and she was leading the way in helping Black patients who were losing their sight at rates that were much higher than other groups of people. And instead of just accepting things as this is just the way that it is, she created solutions. She did not wait for permission to change the system. She made her own way. And that's what we're doing in the wellness regime. She felt like having access is important, and you can't have access if you can't see. She wasn't waiting for the world to decide what wellness is and why it matters to us. She took it back. She made sure we had access through restoring our vision. She was a visionary in wellness and health equity for us. That's why she's a part of this conversation. But in addition to Queen Afua and Dr. Patricia, I want to talk about our ancestors. You know, we come from a people that have always practiced wellness. Before Western medicine became the default, who do you think were the ones delivering our babies, healing our sicknesses, and keeping our communities alive and well? It was the indigenous midwives and healers. For centuries, indigenous women have used herbs, energy work, spiritual practices, and all the like to bring life into this world and to heal our generations. But as colonization spread, their practices were labeled as dangerous, unscientific, and in some places illegal. Many indigenous midwives were focused on healing, but were forced out of their communities and had to practice what they were doing in secret. But guess what? They never stopped. Now, across the world, indigenous wellness practices are making a comeback because healing doesn't die. It just waits for the right moment to return. And it waits for the right moment for us to return to it. So, I also want to give honor to our indigenous midwives who were practicing healing many, many years before Western industrialized healthcare came into practice. Now, this wellness movement continues. We talked about the movement and how it started in episode 1. Let's talk a little bit before I go about how this movement is continuing. We know now that the shoulders of the people that we stand on have a question for us. The question that they're asking is, what are you going to do? What are we going to do with this legacy of wellness that they have laid the foundation for us? This is why I created the Wellness Regime movement. I want to take this conversation forward. I know I'm a product of doing the work, the healing work, realigning my life so that I'm not just talking about self-care, I'm living it. And we're talking about breaking cycles. We're talking about reclaiming power. We're talking about healing in ways that all the people before us fought for. My grandmother, your grandmother, our great-grandmothers. And if you're ready to be a part of this movement, you don't have to wait. There's 3 ways that I created, 3 pathways to help you get started today. The first one is the Flourish Framework Training. It's really an introduction to this healthy, holistic way of living, this lifestyle of wellness. And for now, it's completely free. It's linked in the description. Go. Try also the Reclaim Your Reign 3-day challenge. It's a deeper dive into prioritizing your wellness without the guilt. That's also linked. The Inner Realm Wellness Program is a full transformational program because your healing deserves more than just a quick fix. Sometimes a quick fix is what you need to just get to the next day. But you know that underneath it all, what you really need is sustainable, long-term, life-changing experiences and challenges. And that's what the whole idea was when I created the Wellness Restoration Program. Today's episode was really about letting you know that you're not on this journey by yourself. This journey was started way before you. We looked at honoring people in our past who have put us on this path, but it's time to look to the future. In episode 3, I'm going to be talking about women's health goals, the top goals that we have for this year, and making this year the healthiest year yet, both physically, mentally, even spiritually and emotionally. So I want to make sure that you don't miss out. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit your notifications button. Comment. Tell us which of these pioneers inspires you the most. If there's a pioneer that we didn't talk about that you would like to mention or give honor to, put that person in the comments. Be a part of this conversation. Be a part of this movement. I'm also going to link in for you our store, because we curated a store of all the things that we use along this journey, that I use along this journey. And I want to make sure that they're available to you so that you can find success on this journey. I'll put that in the description as well. So go to the store, brightideaco.store, to get your tools and resources. Visit the link mvp.brightideaco.com/free flourish for the free flourish training. And I will also link the training for you to participate in our 3-day challenge. Whatever you do, don't let this be the end of the conversation. Let this be the beginning. Women's wellness is important because we carry the mantle forward. So make sure you're taking care of yourself and prioritizing your own well-being. I will see you in episode 3, but in the meantime, take care of yourself.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the show and found something inspiring to take with you on your wellness journey. If you're ready to dive deeper and kickstart your journey into well-being, visit mvp.brightideaco.com/free flourish. Take our free training to get you started. And don't forget to check out our store at brightideaco.store, where you'll find a curated list of tools and resources to support your personal growth in your journey. You'll find the links to these in the description and the show notes below. But before you go, be sure to hit subscribe and also tap that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we release new episodes. Well, I can't wait to see you next time. Until then, take care of yourself and keep shining bright.